Good afternoon and welcome back. Of course, this is Lowes Moore, and I want to welcome you back to the sixth day. I don't know about you, but I'm excited. It's the sixth day of the 29 days love challenge. Remember, I said yesterday, challenge. This is a challenge, right? This is a challenge. We always asking the question, what can we do about what's going on in the world today? What can we do about to change the paradigm or shift the paradigm that our world seems to be in right now? It seems to be chaos in every sphere of influence, chaos in the church, chaos in schools. I mean, we got school shootings, things going wrong politically, you know, uh, you know, medically, man. More people are on medication, man, in today's times. Media is projecting. I'm not gonna paint with a broad brush, but media, is portraying a lot more negative things than positive things. Sports is crazy, even though we're enjoying it, and yeah, man, and business, finding ethics and integrity inside business today and finances is crazy, but it can all be changed. As the beginning of day one, my good friend David Belton said that love is more powerful than an atomic bomb, right? And it starts with one person. It starts with one person manifesting love. Starts with one person that will make up their mind, as our good friend Deirdre Smith said, right? One person to make up their mind that they're going to be intentional, right, about sharing love. They're going to be intentional about kindness, right? And now I want to show you I'm on. I want to say thank you, first of all, for pausing. Thank you for pushing the pause button, right? Thank you for pushing the pause button, man, today, and coming on to join me in the sixth day of the 29 days love challenge. And it says here, what we're trying to do is shift the culture, shift an environment with love. And here's a scripture from Galatians 5. It says, but the fruit, remember, it says not fruits, but the fruit of the Spirit is love. And the attributes of love is joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, and gentleness, self-control. And against such there is no law, right? And so one of the things I want to pull out, I think the last couple of days, we pulled out some things. We've been pulling on kindness, right? We pulled on patience, right? And we pulled on joy yesterday. We were talking about joy, that love brings joy. When people show and manifest love, it brings joy. I want to talk today about uh, peace, right? The word today is peace, peace, right? Man, we all, as we pause to talk about uh, acts of kindness or random acts of kindness, um, it's about it's about peace, right? Notice the way I said it. I said peace, right? Peace. If anybody out there who's listening right now, right, and they're uh, that you provided an act of kindness uh, yesterday or any day before or any time that you have shown an act of kindness, put it in the chat. Or if someone, right, has showed an act of kindness towards you, right, you should put that in the chat as well. And remember, we're trying to create new habits, right? It says it takes 21 days to break a bad habit, to change to change a mindset, to learn something new. It takes and have it be a habit. It takes 21 days. Well, we're in this for 29 days, right? 29 days of the love challenge. And we're hoping that this will spread like wildfire, and that you will tell somebody about the 29 days love challenge, pause, right? And then you would share it, or you would manifest your love, joy, peace, acts of kindness as we move forward. Because all it does is take one person to start to show love, and it becomes very powerful. Yeah. So as I wait for, I got one of my good friends who's going to come on. I want to go over some things with you real quickly. Just these are just reminders that it says here, love. This is out of 1 Corinthians 13. And remember, this has nothing to do with what love has nothing to do with whether you're a Christian, Muslim, Jewish. Um, you could not believe, right? But if you believe in love, right, and you show acts of love, right, it is so powerful, man. Love is patient, and love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not rude, right? It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It does not it keeps no record of wrong. It does not delight in evil. It rejoices in truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, and always perseveres. Love never fails, right? Love never fails. And I mean, um, people say, particularly during the time and as we celebrate uh, Black History Month, right? We showed a picture last time on the kind of love, you see. I mean, those are remember, love, let me go back over here. Love is a verb. It is a action word, right? It doesn't sit dormant, right? And so you see here from Dr. King and little Ruby back in the day when she, you know, uh made her first uh entrance into a school or into the court. um these are acts of love. I mean, acts of love literally cost Dr. King his life. I mean, he gave his life for so many of us, by number one, not engaging in violence, right? But use love as a weapon to show the world that you can't win with violence. You can win with love, but you can't win with violence. So, yeah, I mean, just the awesome time. If there's somebody, let me see if there's anybody up there who has made a comment. No comments as of yet. If somebody did a act of kindness for you, or you did an act of kindness for someone, put it in the chat, and then we will acknowledge it. But yeah, this is day 6 of the 29 days of love challenge. Challenge! This is a challenge, right? I believe that the end of the 29 days, we would establish the habit, right? And without doubt, I'm about to bring on my good friend, my good friend, um, my good friend Hugo King. Let me throw Hugo in here. Let me see. He's trying to get in. I'm trying to get him in. Let's see what we can do here. There we go. Hugo.
What's up, Lowes?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Like I tell you, some days I'm the hammer, other days I'm the nail.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
Yep, yep.
Oh man. Well, Hugo, man, I just finished giving an introduction. Um, we in day 6, right? Day 6 of 29 days love challenge, right? And we trying to change a mindset, shift the paradigm, because there's so much negative, so much hatred going on, that we believe that love is the remnant, right? That if we show random acts of kindness, or acts of love, we will literally change the world.
Amen.
Yeah. So talk to me about what you think the power of love could do in the transformation of, our communities, of our state, your state, my state, our nation, and this world.
Well, Lowes, it's funny when you talk about love. I was at a meeting, a lunch meeting, and I got there a little early, and I was sitting next to a family of three. They had a 9-year-old son, and a mother, and a father.
Who
And
was that?
can you hear me, Lowes?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hmm.
Yeah, I'll start again. I said I had a lunch meeting, and I got there early to the lunch meeting on Saturday, and I was sitting next to a family of three,
Mm.
a 9-year-old young man, and the mother and the father, the parents. And I was just, God gave us ears and eyes and nose and mouth. And so I was just listening to the conversation. So the little fella uh, talking about basketball. He had just came from a basketball game, and he was talking about how he was 9 years old.
Hmm.
One of his teammates would not pass the ball. So I said, well, they must know Lowe's.
Oh no. Oh my God. Oh man, why me, man? I mean, I was in West Virginia, and my former teammate was like, "Yeah, if those had passed me the ball one more time, I would have had 20 points at the Notre Dame game, right?"
Yeah, what's funny about that, Lowe's, and I was just being facetious with you, that our good mutual friend, and I do a lot of business with, is Rick Barry, Hall of Fame basketball player, and being around him for decades, I've learned a lot, because he led the NBA, NCAA Division One, and the ABA, a record that probably never will be broken because the ABA doesn't exist. He led all three leagues in scoring. And one thing he said to me that stood in my mind years ago, he says, Hugo, when I look at my teammates and I know the percentage of them, and when it comes to shooting, I have to shoot the ball. He says, I'd rather take the shot. So I was telling this young man, in fact, I had got Rick on the phone with him, along with some other. In fact, I got our good mutual friend Charlie Ward on the phone. Just try to lift this young man up, and just talk about life and how things work out. And you just have to continue, and understand that maybe you need to take your young friend to lunch with you and sit down, because I learned that from you guys. You got to take care and butter up the guy, and it's build that friendship. And so the family, what they did, I got so many guys on the phone with him. Like I mentioned, Charlie Ward, I got Rick Barry, John Starks, and several other NBA players. His eyes lit up. Not just so much him. The father says, "Oh, let me call his father, the grandfather," and because you just never know when you are in the midst of touching someone
Mm.
that needs to be touched and to be lifted. Uh, so uh, they sent me a text that I wanted to read to you guys. that really touched my heart. We're talking about love. It says, "Hello, Mr. King. I can't express enough my gratitude for the kindness you showed my son today. He was so impressed by you, the way you spoke to him, your words, your advice, and how you shared your time with him. He spoke about you the whole way home and how he hopes to be like you one day when he gets older. He said, I will be nice to a little kid the way you were nice to my son." Uh, yeah, he shared with her. My son is an old school, and he is way ahead of himself the way he spoke and carried himself. I'm very impressed. He says, I showed him who he spoke to and showed him the video clips of all the players. But I can't put a price tag on the excitement and the gift you gave him today. He
Mm.
needed this more than you will ever know. For that, I am truly forever grateful. He loves the game before, but your generous gestures today will only certify his love for the game. Please thank your friends for us and making a little kid say, Mommy, this was one of the greatest days of my life. It seems you led a blessed life. So that's love.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
that's
yeah.
love. And that's something, we don't see as believers in God, in Jesus Christ. We are the vessels. We are the ones that, like I said, let your light shine everywhere you go. And I had no intentions of knowing I was sitting next to a family. He doesn't make mistakes.
Oh no, he doesn't.
He doesn't make mistakes. So everything happens for a reason. And now we're building a young man that wants to go and share what I share with him as he gets older. And that's how we build the kingdom, um,
Yeah.
through the love that we express every day.
Yeah. And Hugo, we didn't even talk about this. So we've been talking about this for the last 6 days, right? We've been talking about what one kind act could do, what a smile could do, what a hello could do, right? And a lot of times when people talk about miracles, man, they always talk about like we raise somebody from the dead, like in the Bible, or we open up the Red Sea, right? And the thing is, no, it's the small things that make a tremendous difference.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just like my good friend, I talk to you about him all the time. He's the founder of Costco. Now, Jim Sinico is a guy that they do a volume of about $279 billion a year. And I didn't know the whole story. You see, you never look at a person where they are in life in terms of success. You look at the obstacles they had to overcome while succeeding. You may know their glory, but you don't know their story,
Mm.
right? So, what Seneca told me, he says, Hugo, I'm from the Bronx. I said, get out of here. You know, the founder of Costco, the co-founder, is from, he grew up through the Bronx. He says, yeah, his father, when they came to the country, that's where they settled. And then they moved to Pennsylvania and all the way to Issaquah, Washington. And here's a guy that calls me. He's retired. And out of all the people he can call, he gave me a call because we built that friendship. And see, here's the thing: you have to be in the circle of a trusted love space that
Mm.
is sincere and kind, and you're going to get the positivity out of it. And so he's telling me his story, and he does so many things financially to support organizations. I told him about Mr. Coward's organization, that showcase they do, which you participated in several times. And I shared that with him, how it's an impact 2 day program. And he just wrote a check to the organization.
Yeah.
See, you just never know how and where things are going to come from. In fact, I have this big thing here, Lowe's. We talk about love. I don't know if you can see this or not. It says love. And it says, listen to your heart, be thoughtful and generous, believe in love at first sight, hold hands, laugh nervously, write love letters, and make handmade gifts. Give dress up, get dressed up for a date, feel butterflies in your stomach, run away together, stay in bed all day, create memories you will tell your grandchildren about. I know you're good at that, Lowe's. Cuddle, learn from each other, be patient and kind with your words, grow old together. And I know you and Patrice are doing a great job at that. Be spontaneous and impulsive, kiss each other goodnight, and remember why you fell in love. This,
Mm.
this is your happiest ever after. This is
Wow.
something. This is something I read every day and every night because the word love, if you spell it, Love. As I was sitting there listening to that young man and his family talking about how disappointed he was at that game. So L is to listen. You know, we have to listen,
Mm.
because you have to see how God designed us. He gave us two ears and one mouth. Like some people we got to worry about. We got it backwards. And then you got the word O. Oh, you have to overlook. You can't be judgmental. There's no such thing as a perfect person. We all make mistakes, and that's what God says, that God doesn't love the sinner; He loves the sinner. So we have to overlook and be, which a lot of people don't have an issue with, is voice your opinion. Whatever's on your mind, don't internalize it. But talk to someone, voice it where you know it's going into the right place and you'll get the right response.
Mm.
And then E is effort. You have to put forth the effort. You and Patrice are great at that. You go support people, games, and you put yourself in the atmosphere. I know you used to go up to Yukon, make all those sacrifices. And personally, with your family and everyone else, you put forth the effort. As we get older, our little guys, they get, and your grandkids, they take your time, but you got to put the effort in because it's a treasure once you put in that effort, because what you're doing is planting seeds, and those seeds will go up later in life. So we're talking about love. Everything I just shared with you encompasses the word love. You see, there's no defense to a person that sincerely loves you. There's no
Mm.
defense. Love is perfect. I mean, I have something here. You're very familiar with the Bible as well as we all are. And I hope I'm not taking up too much of your time there.
No,
Okay. I don't know if
got a couple of more. We got a couple of more minutes before we sign off, so we
oh,
good.
oh, you know me, Lowe's. I don't wear a watch, never did. So I know you may have some time pressures here, but
Yeah, but go ahead. Yeah, continue. When it's time to shut down, I'll shut it down.
okay. Well, the Bible says that God is love,
Mm.
which makes the word the perfect source to know what the true love means and how we can love others as God loves us. God reminds us all the time a steadfast source of divine knowledge and wisdom. As you know, First Corinthians, love is patience, love is kind, love doesn't seek its own way, and so forth. So love is powerful. And see, that's what the world lacks today is love, because we're so judgmental, we lose focus. We got to love yourself. So you can't give away something you don't possess.
Mm.
Right? If you don't possess love, you can't give it. If you don't have kindness in your heart, you can't give it. But there's five things you control. You control your words, you control your actions, you control your attitude, you
Mm.
control your manners, and you control your respect for one another. So once we have something to work from, it's just like we have sports backgrounds. We practice and we practice and we practice and we practice, and guess what? It becomes automatic. It's
That's
the
right.
same, it's the same thing with love. You have to be conditioned to understand that. And I know you and Patrice they do such a great job with your families and descendants, because they demonstrate the same thing that you learned from your walk with God. We have gone to chapels together where people come in voluntarily, just because they love the word, even though they're good at what they do as professionals. You need that base, because love lifts you up.
Yeah. And it said, I can show that down there. It says the world needs more love and positively. Thank you for the blueprint. Yeah. Thanks for that, Steve. Yeah, that's powerful. And one of the things you said, I think people need to understand is that it says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Right? You just mentioned if there's no love in you, how can you love your neighbor?
Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah,
You have to possess it. You can't give what you don't have.
that's right. So
And
Hugo, I want to say thank you, man, for pausing with me from 12 p.m. every day for 29 days to 12:30. Thanks for popping on today, man. This is going to continue. Be back on tomorrow. For each and every one of you out there, you have your lunch, your coffee break, whatever you take. And I'm going to show this last couple of videos as Hugo and I disappear. So Hugo, I want to thank you, man. Appreciate you for joining me today. And I'm going to show these last two videos. Well, the one is a video and the other one is an outro. So Hugo, thanks again, man. I appreciate you, man.
No, anytime, Lowes.
And I'm trying to make that game on. I'm trying to make the game on. That was the 13th, Tuesday the 13th, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. We had everybody there yesterday.
Yeah, I missed yesterday, man. But I'm gonna get there Tuesday on the 13th.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, Hugo.
Be well, my man. Take care.
All right.
Bye.
A.D. Williams once said, "Imagine what 7 billion humans could accomplish if we loved and respected one another." Just imagine. Imagine if there was no greed. Imagine if there was no comparison. If everyone was running their own race, but cheering for all others at the same time. Maybe we'll never see that in our lifetime. But what we all can do is start with ourselves. Start with yourself. Choose to lift others up. Choose to set the example of kindness and integrity, the example of compassion and understanding. There's a quote that says, "No matter how educated, talented, rich, or cool you believe you are, how you treat people ultimately tells all." Integrity is everything. It really is. Who you are is far more important than what you have, and it will always be. Who you are is measured by how you make others feel. Be kind to each other. In a world where you can be anything, be kind. Choose to be the change you wish to see in the world. Decide you will not wait for someone else. You will set the example. Be kind. Because you never know how much that person is suffering inside. You never know the difference your words can make, the difference your presence can make, the difference you can make to one human life. Be the reason someone believes in the goodness of humanity. Be the reason someone else decides to make a difference in others. Be the influence you want to see more of. Always do what is right, not what is easy in the moment. Kindness spreads like a virus. When you do good to another, that person does better to those they come in contact with. You really can make a big difference in the world today and every other day. Anne Frank said, "In the long run, The sharpest weapon of all is a kind and gentle spirit. No one has ever made themselves great by showing how small another is. Be kind and always build others up to the best of your ability. Treat everyone with the same level of kindness that you would like for yourself. Not because everyone is nice, but because you are. Because karma makes no mistakes. Because it is right. Because you have integrity. Because you want this world to be better when you leave than when you arrive.